Deputy Prime Minister is among those to call for some students to attend schools.
Yeah, good morning, Annalise. More than 1 million Victorians or regional Victorians are now moving into stage 3 lockdowns as they largely pay the price for what's happening in Melbourne. In fact, Darren, the Nationals MP for Gippsland, is particularly aggrieved. Despite there being no regional cases there, students are now moving into remote learning. He'd like to at least see years 11 and 12 students able to attend classes in person. It's a fact backed up by the Deputy Prime Minister, McCormack.
Those students in country areas have done nothing wrong. Their districts have not had a COVID case. If they can get that face-to-face learning, they should be able to do so. I entirely agree with Darren Chester.
Now, Annalise, Nationals Senator Bridget McKenzie has also made the point. She's spoken on Sky about 15 minutes ago and regaled us stories that she's been told of people attending regional areas or turning up, tradesmen in particular, other people coming out to collect animals, potentially bringing the virus with them when they should be placed in lockdown back in Melbourne. She makes the point that the Nationals would have liked to have seen a much harder lockdown placed 4 weeks ago. Of course, she now says they're also paying the price.
So our argument's always been lock Melbourne down hard where the problem is, deal with those isolated outbreaks strategically, swiftly and securely, and then leave the rest of us to get on with doing business.
And Jonathan, the Treasurer, won't put a figure on what toll the additional lockdowns will take on the nation's economy.
No, Annalise, he won't at this stage, of course. We remember that it was a $3.3 billion hole in the budget with these 6 weeks of lockdown in Melbourne. He said on Friday that figure had now moved. It wasn't accurate any longer. It's a very fluid figure at this stage as we wait to find out just how large this hole will be in the budget. He was asked this morning whether that figure would now be $10 billion, and he couldn't say.
I'm not going to put that number on it. What I'll say is that Treasury are still working through it, and it's a very fluid situation, Pete. I mean, the businesses that will be allowed to continue to operate have not yet been outlined in clear detail. That will obviously happen in the coming period.
Yeah, Annalise, we'll wait until October to find out the exact figure in the budget, but you can imagine even Treasury is having difficulty at the moment trying to come down with some hard figures on just what this pandemic or the price of this pandemic will be. Annalise?